What is going on, guys? And today I've got a different sort of video. Normally, well, if you've seen my videos before, you're used to a Rust solo survival series, but today it's going to do a little bit more of an informative video for you. So now there's a lot more ways to raid bases. I thought I'd put all of them to the test with different building materials. So you can see we've got wood there, we've got armored, and we've also got sheet metal. So we're going to try all the different raiding tools, if you like, and see how many of each it takes to get through the different structures. I basically wanted to know this because if you see my latest two videos, I've been on that Beancan raiding hype and I've been thoroughly enjoying myself, and it hasn't seemed like that much of a grind to make the Beancan grenade. So now I want to taste it against the Satchel Charge and also the frag grenade mostly, because I know the C4 and the rockets are just going to blow the other three out of the water. So let's get straight into it actually. So I'm going to first of all test out the rocket on wood structures. So wooden door here, is it going to be one or is it going to be two? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so that is down in one using a rocket. There we go. And I'm not even... Shall I test a C4 on it? I'm like... It's going to be one, isn't it? There's no point testing it. Almost definitely going to be one. But for the purpose of the video, I'll chuck one down anyways, in case people were a little bit unsure. But it's definitely only going to be one. Imagine if it's not now. How embarrassing would that be? But yes, as you can see there, straight through the wooden door. So that's one for the rocket and one for the C4. As you can see though, the C4 did no splash damage. This is still at 250, whereas that was nearly destroyed using the rocket. Right, now onto the more interesting thing. So this was added in, the Satchel Charge, and that is 4 Beancan grenades and also a, what are they called? I can't remember, small stash I believe. So let's chuck this bad boy down. There we go, run backwards. Yeah, if you've seen my other videos, I've actually failed quite hard trying not to blow myself up with Beancans, but that went pretty well. So that is down to 30 using one Satchel Charge. So we'd actually have to use 2 of them to get through the wooden door. As you can see there, straight through. That hasn't taken any splash damage. Boom, we are through. Let's shut down the next one. So that was the equivalent of 8 Beancan grenades because it takes 4 for each one. So if this is less than, if the Beancan grenade's less than 8, there's no point in the Satchel Charge. Let's see. And we start off with a dud. Yay. Although this is like, in terms of time, this is way less effective. You have to chuck them down individually. Because the fuse could be short or long. It could blow up straight away after you chuck it down, or it could blow up ages away. So that did only take 6 Beancan grenades. Obviously the Satchel Charge almost destroyed it in one, so maybe you could use a hatchet or something after that. But that, actually, thinking about it, you could use a Satchel Charge and then a Beancan grenade on a wooden door. I think that's the best method to go through a wooden door. And let's see how much of a difference the frag grenades are, because I've never actually used these bad boys for raiding, so let's see how much better they are than the Beancan. Okay, so it's going to take 3 of these, so half as many as the Beancan to get through the wooden door. Not bad at all. Yeah, so that's a pretty good overview of wooden doors and which is the best tool to use. Moving along now to what you'll mostly come up against is sheet metal. People tend to have sheet metal doorways at this point. Not many armoured, and most people upgrade from wood. So let's move on, and this is going to be a lot more interesting to see which is better. So as you can see there, 2 rockets to get through a sheet metal doorway. C4 is just the one, so if you are in a clan or something like that and you're absolutely grinding the XP and levels and you're a high enough level to get C4, that was the most effective way to get through that sheet metal door then. Right, now on to the new stuff. So let's start with the Satchel Charge. Whoops, I didn't mean to shut that down then. Okay, so that did 70 damage, so it's looking like 4 of these bad boys to get through a sheet metal door. Yep, so after 3 of these, it's down to 40. So then you could move on to Beancan grenades. But let's just confirm that it is definitely 4 Satchel Charges to get through the sheet metal. And boom, there we go. We're through 4 Satchel Charges to get through that. Okay, now Beancans by themselves. Let's chuck these down. Okay, so that was 18 Beancan grenades, and if you're using Satchel Charges, it was only 16, I believe. So that is the way to go there. Definitely Satchel Charges for sheet metal doors. But now, if you're high enough level for frag grenades, is it worth crafting them over a Satchel Charge? Okay, so that's 6 in, and it's only got 9 health left. So I could actually use a Beancan on it now to destroy it. So 6 or 7, you could say, frag grenades. That seems like a pretty good return in my eyes. I would probably go with a frag grenade if I was a high enough level and had the resources to get through a sheet metal door. Obviously, if you're just like absolutely bossing it and you've got C4 and rockets and whatever, go with them. But frag grenades seem pretty good to me. Right, now, moving on to the armored door. And to be honest with you, I don't really see much point in this experiment to do with C4 and rockets. We know they're pretty OP, but we want to find out how many Beancan grenades, how many Satchel Charges, and how many frag grenades it takes to get through these structures more than anything. Right, so let's start this bad boy off with a Satchel Charge. Boom. See how much damage it's going to do per one. Okay, so 70 damage. It's going to take quite a lot of these bad boys to get through. Oh my god. I just chucked down loads because it lagged. There's 2. Okay, so Satchel Charges to get through an armored door was coming in at 12. So quite a lot of resources. Probably not worth raiding armored bases unless you're at the level of rockets and C4. But nevertheless, let's continue on and let's see how many Beancans without the Satchel Charge it takes to get through one of these bad boys. Okay, so it was an absolutely tremendous 56 Beancan grenades. I might be out by a few. I tried to keep count. I don't know how good a job I did of it. But it looking like 56 Beancans. You know, probably not going to be worth it. That would be a grind and a half right there. Moving on, though. Let's have a look at these frag grenades. And frag grenades came in at a cool 24. So nearly a third of Beancan grenades to get through with them. So that's not too bad. Right, so I hope you did enjoy. I hope you find this video useful. You know, if you're looking to raid some bases. We've got a new player over here. Hello, buddy. I don't think I can rocket him. Let's just do it, see if we can. But yeah, I'm going to leave on screen now while I'm talking rubbish. Just how many different things it took to get through the different structures, just so you can see an overview of that. I hope you did enjoy. Subscribe, like the video if you did, and go and check out my Rust solo survival that I'm doing on the channel. And I'll catch you next time. Thank you very much.